the glory, all the glory, all the glory. We just came just to give God the glory. He has been so good to me. Yeah. Da 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 da. Can I do that again? It says, we just came just to give God the glory, all the glory, all the glory. We just came, say,
just to give God the glory.
He has been
so good to me.
One more time, y'all got it now. We just came just to give God the glory, all the glory, all the glory. We just came, say, He has been so. Y'all may know this what it says. Oh, He's been so good. He's been so good. He's been so good. So very good. So good. He's been so good. He's been so good. Da 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 da. Let's go, y'all. We just came just to say thank you, Jesus. See everybody?
Thank you, Jesus.
Thank you, Jesus. We just came to say
Thank you, Jesus.
He has been.
So
Oh, yes, He's been so good. He's been so good. He's been so good. So very good. So, He's been so good. He's been so good. Oh, He's been so good. He's been so good. He's been so good. So very good. So good. He's been so good. He's been so good. Oh, He's been so good. Let me hear. He's been so good. He's been so good. Sing quiet. So very. He's been so good. Let's go, y'all. Been so good. He has been. Been so good. Been so good. Been so good. Been so good. And He woke me up. And He started me on. Started me on my way. Say He's been so good. And He woke me up early this morning. Got me up out of my bed. Now I'm here in front of you doing this recording. Amplified, He's been so good. Everybody clap those hands. Hey, hey, hey. He's been so good to me. Yeah. One more time, y'all. Oh, see, He's been so good. Been so good. Been so good. He's been so good. Said He's been so good. Said He's been so good. Been so good. Let me hear that.
Said He rearranged my walls. Said He rearranged my talk. Said He rearranged my mind. Wish I had time to tell you what He's done. Pick me up, turn me around, place my feet on the solid
What is going on, everybody? Happy Monday. It is Shop Talk Monday. And yes, it is another day's journey, and I am super duper glad about it. Want to welcome everybody to Shop Talk. You already know what it is. It's everybody's favorite show right here on everyone's favorite network. It's freedomradio.com. Want to welcome those of you who are hanging out with us on Facebook, as well as those of you who might be joining us on YouTube. Listen, we've got an incredible show lined up for you. I've been laughing because I have a question of the day later in the day's show that I really want to find out what you all's opinion would be. But before we do anything, you know what you got to do. Do me a favor. Get on the phone, call, text, tweet, Facebook, MySpace, Instagram, Social Cam, Periscope, Marco Polo, Threads. But do whatever you got to do to tell your mama them, Ray Ray, Shay Shay, Day Day, Delicious Nim, Nut Nut Nim, Pojo Nim, Delicious Nim. Let them all know that we are live right now, right here on the Freedom Radio family of networks. Don't forget that you can always share if you watch us on Facebook. Why don't you just share the stream? Or why don't you even go a step further? Tag two or three people in the chat of two or three people that might be able to uh, might want to join today's show. So hit us up, hit them up, put them in the chat, let them know what is going on. Early morning shout out to Cynthia Lewis in the virtual building. What's going on? Shout out also to Andrew Brian Caldwell. What's up, man? Glad to have you hanging out with us. Also, shout out to my cousin down the street now and around the corner, even though he won't call me. But my cousin Shannon Smith is in the building. Little cuz, what's up, man? Holla at me when time allows. And we also have Dee Dee Felder also in the virtual building. It is all good. Now, for those of you, I haven't done this in a while. For those of you who are tuning in, maybe for the first time, you're trying to figure out what is this that I'm tuned in? What is this? Tole, what are you doing, man? Listen, Shop Talk is that good barbershop, beauty shop, coffee shop, nail shop, and thank you, Lord Jesus. That donut shop talk where literally no person and no subject is off limits. And for this next hour, we're going to take this incredible journey and make things happen. All right, y'all. Now, if you didn't know, my name is D. Tole. Yeah, Shannon. Yeah, I'm talking about you, cuz. But if you didn't know, my name is Demetrius Toll-Free. It literally says so right there. You can follow me on social media everywhere at Deep Toll Free. That's on Facebook. That's on X. I used to call it Twitter, but if that's on X, that's on Instagram, uh, Threads. I'm on there, Clubhouse, wherever it is. I use everything. I use the same handle on everything. Cash App too, Venmo too. Everything is D Toll Free. DTOLEFREE. All right, y'all. We're ready to get things going. We're ready to make things happen. And I see you, cuz he says that he is on the road and tuning in. I appreciate the love. And man, when you get back and got some time, man, I got some frustration that I need to get out. And you know where we have to go to let me get my frustrations out, man. So hit me up when you get back and you have some time. All right, y'all. Let's get ready to get things going. Let's get ready to bring up our first co-host today, hanging out with us at the top of the show. Normally he's here with us a little bit later, but he's at the top of the show, and we want to bring him in. My guy out in, I believe, the ATL he might be, but we'll find out. Let's bring him up, my guy and yours, Demetrius Hunter in the virtual building. Man, what is going on? You're muted too. What's going on, bro?
Good morning. Hallelujah morning, everybody out there in Freedom Radio Land. I am your co-host, Michi Demetrius, here on Freedom Radio, the only station for people by the people.
What's going on, man? You got the
I messed up my whole intro.
It's all good, man. It's all good. And you know, I like that. We need to coin that. You need to coin that. Freedom Radio is the only station for the people, by the people.
By the people.
Yeah, I love that, man. I am glad to have you hanging out with us, man. How you feeling?
I'm feeling amazing. You know, this is my last week working from home, y'all.
Oh, really?
I've been working from home since forever. Before pandemic even happened, I was hybriding it and pretty much at home as much as I could. And wow. So yeah, I'm going back in the clinic. just for a short spell. Once you go into a new position, they gotta sit you down and make sure you can, handle everything that's being, thrown at you. Can he do this from home? You know how I go. So, but I mean, I work from home. I'm not leaving Emory. I'm still with Emory. So, but I've actually been elevated to a new position within the
Awesome.
Emory brand. So I will be an admin assistant for one of our sports medicine surgeons.
Okay, man. Well,
So
listen, good for you.
definitely.
Congratulations for you, man. And like I tell everybody when they start making all this big money, when you come into your kingdom, just remember me. That's all I'm asking, man. I'm not asking a whole lot. Just remember me as you're going up this corporate ladder, making all this big time money, man.
Listen,
It is all good.
listen. I'm gonna remember you. I hopefully one day, you'll remember me when they do those give a friend points day with Southwest. Um, Yeah, because I saw that, as when as a gift offering, Southwest, sometimes send out those little, little messages and emails.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
sometimes go check and see what's going on. I think my spirit I saw something that said something about giving points to a friend for Christmas, and I begin to sit back and ponder and wonder on how great God has been to you in your travels, and I begin to
Oh,
say, what? Sometimes God will connect us to people for some reason, and I believe you
wow.
got the points that I need to be connected to.
Well, you know what? Speaking of points and speaking of Southwest, man, actually, for the very first time in 20 years, I'm going to Memphis. I'm going to the convocation this year.
Wait, hold
And
on. Did you say the first time in 20 years?
I haven't been in 2 decades, man. I have not been.
What is going on with you, Dito? Well,
I, you know,
I ain't gonna take them because I ain't been since whew, St. Louis. I think the second year
yeah.
was in St.
I
Louis.
never made it. I never went to St. Louis.
I didn't too much care for it in St. Louis. Well, I didn't care for St. Louis. Like it wasn't. Let me just say this. It wasn't something I was like, oh, I can't wait to get back. See, Memphis, I've established landmarks and
Right, right,
eateries and things that I'm
right,
like, ooh,
right.
I look forward to.
Yeah,
Then you get to meet other people in the city. So I look forward to Memphis, and I never went to Memphis any other time other than convocation. So
right.
going to St. Louis, I went there, and my only big hype was going to the soul food restaurant from what's her name? From used to sing with Tina Turner, had the reality show.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sweetie pies.
Sweetie Pies, yes. That was
Yeah,
the only that was my only mind goal, like Sweetie Pie, Sweetie Pies. Then I got there and I'm like,
yeah. I feel you, man. I'm with you. Shout out to LJ Holloman in the virtual building. Yeah, man, we did. We did play one together in Memphis. Man, it's been a while, but
wow.
yeah. So I'm going to convocation, and I'm going on points. So
See?
a round trip was $11, I think, or $13 with
Look
my
at
points.
God. Now
Yeah,
reach in
the
there and
Lord made
find
a
some
way.
points.
So
Reach in there and find me some points.
you know
Just
what? I
reach in
can't,
there.
man.
Find
Yeah. So
better yet, twin. You got a buddy pass over there?
I hear you, man. Listen, we're looking for a great time. It's going to be a great time in Memphis next month. So those of you who are Church of God in Christ or Kojic, as we've been dubbed, we'll be meeting. We're back in Memphis, second year in a row, and it's going to be interesting. Matter of fact, a big thing went out. I don't know if you started yet, Demetrius, but I think Carla Galpin may have posted it on that Sunday. We're going to the FedEx. We're going to the
Form.
FedEx forum,
You
and
got
they're
to
not
carry that.
allowing big bag. Right, you have to come with a plastic bag to make that happen. And so the Saints is
Ooh,
already cutting up.
the
Shout out to
muffin.
Allegra Toll Free, but yeah, they already cutting up. And what's up, Bina? My sis Bina. Yeah, they were about $13 or $11 round trip with my points, Bina. So you know what I'm saying? It's all good. Listen, before we go any further, yeah. So yeah, those of you coming for Sunday, you can't bring no big purses. Got to have a little small plastic bag for security purposes. People mad about that too. They big mad.
Unfortunately, you gotta, y'all gotta, you gotta leave those nice handbags at home, or unless you put it in the clear bag and they can see. I don't even know how they're gonna handle that because Sundays is like it's like red carpet for
Right.
convocation.
Absolutely.
And keep
Yeah.
in mind, Church of God in Christ convocation is no longer a Church of God in Christ convocation.
Yeah.
Everybody comes to Kojic convocation, like
True
everybody,
enough.
Apostolic, Baptist, um, Church of Christ. Anybody, like everybody. I have friends that go every year that are not coaching and have never been coaching.
Mm-hmm.
One of my friends, a couple of my friends I actually met there and during convocation that don't go to coaching. So coaching is not our convocations and our aim convention is no longer just coaching. What we grew up in when I was growing as a young boy, my grandparents just always coaching. All you ran into, everybody was coaching. Everybody went to coaching church across. And this state, that state, now you meet people that ain't even coaching, ain't never been
Yeah.
ready to coach, but they come to convocation
Yeah, it's a national convention, man. It's a great meeting
and they
place,
walk
and
that red carpet
absolutely, I'm
and
looking
all
forward to
their
doing
good
it, man.
things. But
Yeah,
this
I'm
year we're
looking
gonna have a
forward
lot
to
of
it.
clear bags.
Yep, yep, we're gonna find out. Hey, listen, we're gonna get ready to keep things going. Mitchell, I'm glad to have you hanging out with us. You stay right where you are. Listen, we normally I would have introduced Ashlyn by now and all those type of great things, but Ashlyn
Mm.
is not with us today in studio. However, she did send us a video clip. So I tell you what, we're going to take a quick moment to hear a word from Ashlyn, and then we'll bring up our next co-host. And we got a lot on tap in a short period of time. So, Ashlyn Tara Cole, girl, the virtual floor is now yours.
What's going on, Freedom Radio family? It's your girl, Ashlyn Cole. I'm out here in Lansing, Michigan for a training with the amazing Dr. Eric Thomas. Yep. I'm out here, and I just wanted to encourage you with something that they have been talking about today here at the training to get in alignment with your purpose, right? We often talk about, like, if you tell a fish to climb up a tree, would you be mad at the fish for not being able to climb up the tree? You wouldn't, because it's not designed for that. So if you feel like you're out of alignment, you might be a fish trying to climb up a tree. So get in the right environment, because you know the book of Genesis. God doesn't create a thing before he creates the environment for the thing. So if you're feeling out of pocket or out of place, you probably are. So get in alignment with your purpose. If you feel out of alignment, change your environment. And then once you get in there, if you feel like you're in alignment, then focus on what your purpose is. What is it that's easy for you to do that other people struggle to do? That's your purpose. That's your calling. That's your gift. And so be encouraged today. Just get in alignment. All right. Love y'all.
Awesome stuff from Ashlyn Tara Cole. And we look forward to having her back with us very, very soon. All right, y'all, let's get ready to bring up our next co host out in Charlotte of North Carolina. I actually had a chance to have an actual conversation with her yesterday. She called me out the clear blue. I was shocked. And I had a long weekend. Oh my God. I was so whooped when she called me yesterday. I tried to be as energetic. She got to a point was like, you don't even sound excited. I'm like, my fault. It's my fault. I had a long weekend. And the fact that she came at me talking about my excitement level when she's the most exciting co-host that we have on Freedom. Let's bring up, without further ado, my homegirl and yours, the incredible Yolanda Wild Praise Morant. Yolanda, girl,
Hey,
what is going on? How art thou?
hey, what's up? How y'all doing? Hope
Good.
everybody's well and having a beautiful day. I'm good. Thank you. I'm good. It's
Awesome.
not
Good
that I'm not
morning.
excited. I'm actually a very bright and bushy tail person,
I know that. I know.
even
That's
in
why
the
I be
current
so I
shift in
be
my
tripping.
life.
You said bright and bushy tail?
Yeah, I'm kind of like, which one is it? Okay, it's a new
What,
house. I'm
what do
trying
you
to
mean by
like get
bright
it
and
right.
bushy tail?
Bright-eyed,
Uh,
bushy-tailed.
I'm bright eyed, bushy tail. I'm a very positive person. I'm
Oh yeah. Cause
happy
you
probably
I mean
like
cause
99.9.
you real calm. You just be like
Yeah,
coasting.
I am calm. I think it's really without being long winded because I want to talk about what y'all talking about. I think it's sometimes because like I feel like I'm too excited. Like I hug one of my friends, they be like Yolanda. I be like, oh my God, so nice to see you. They be like Yolanda. So I kind of pull back sometimes because I feel like everybody don't want to be like that. But when you've had the kind of life without me being deep, because it's not about that. When you've had the kind of life experiences I've had, I choose to be positive. I choose. I
There you
don't. I
go.
don't have the time to, be sad and stuff like that. Even with my current life shift, with my mommy going on to be with the Lord, it's like I just don't. So yeah, I'm actually, but most of the time when I come through freedom, I'm working. Like I'm like coming through work, and so sometimes when I work, I tap out. So yeah, I'm usually like Honestly, like very positive person. All right,
Most
try to be.
definitely, and I agree with you on that. And I am grateful to have you hanging out with us. We have a lot of stuff that's getting ready to happen on today's show, so I want to kind of get to it. I want to give a quick recap on something, and I want to mention what Allegra just mentioned. Allegra mentioned she wanted to give a shout out to LJ. He played at our first lady, Lady Macklin. She turned 70 last weekend,
A
and
sneaker
we had
ball,
a
right?
sneaker ball. We had a sneaker
I saw
ball,
that.
and I wanted to bring that, put that in the atmosphere. And let me just allow me to do this, y'all. I want to give a shout out to. I think she's in Dallas, Texas. I want to give a shout out to Tawny Haynes, designer, dressmaker, Tawny Haynes. Amazing, amazing woman. She created the dress that Allegra wore on Saturday. And I just want to just throw it on the screen real quick. Shout out to Tawny Haynes for making things happen. Look at Allegra.
Oh,
Look at
how
her. She
pretty!
Yeah, she was ready. She was ready. She wore her blue. She made things happen, and I was excited to be her date for that particular event. So shout out to Tawny Haynes, and then uh, just real quick, I think I went and I didn't do much. I promise you, I didn't. But I was just glad to be in the building on the whatever
Thank
color
you,
carpet
baby.
they had. Uh, I was able to be in the building with her with my blue on. So we made things
Oh,
happen.
what
So shout
sneakers
out
did
to
y'all wear?
I
Yeah,
had on. So I didn't take pictures of my sneakers. So I had on some blue denim Christian Louboutins, and
Okay.
Allegra had on some silver studded sneakers from somewhere. Uh, but yeah, we had a great time. Shout out to Pastor Paul McCary. Thank you, sir. We appreciate you hanging out with us today. Shout out to Stacy Williams back in the virtual building with us today. Oh, they were by INC. Thank you, Allegra, for letting me know. They were silver studded sneakers that she wore from INC. I'll send you out a photo. I probably get to put the picture somewhere. But anyway, we had a great, great time. So shout out to Vanessa Macklin, who turned 70. Incredible time that we had. Tremaine Hawkins, one of our special guests, and Micah Stampley set the tone. It
mm,
was absolutely,
Oh,
absolutely
wow.
that's a voice I haven't heard in
amazing.
a while.
Long
He he
time. Yeah, we don't hear
he
about
still
him.
has a voice.
Yeah.
He still has a voice, and we had a great time. All right, y'all, let's get things going. We're going to start with today's National Day. We only got three, and I'll make them happen as quickly as I can because we got a lot to cover. Today's National Day, we got three. Today is National Sports Day. So those of you who are athletic, today is your day. So it's National Sports Day. Secondly, since I had knee surgery, no, I do no sports. But secondly, it is National Clean Your Virtual Desktop Day. Now, Yolanda, this may come into play with you because this is where you
Virtual
clean your
desktop.
virtual desktop, your desktop on your computer, your desktop around you. I know I need to do it. My
I need to
computer
clean
and my
mine.
desktop is
I'm
so
sitting here
full of
looking at
stuff
it
and
now.
files.
I,
Yeah, I have so many old files that's sitting on my desktop that is never used again. So I'm going to start cleaning out some stuff today and make things happen. And then lastly, wow, now this is interesting. Lastly, today is National Department Store Day. I do plan to do some retail therapy a little later today. So I plan to go and visit a couple places, Demetrius, that you might be interested in. Because as I mentioned, I'm getting ready for convocation. So I'm going to make a couple of stops and get myself ready for an incredible November. So those are our national days. Lastly, real
All right.
quick, is our birthdays. We have a long list, but I'm going to condense it. So today is John Mayer. Many of you know him, incredible vocalist. Today is John Mayer's 46th birthday.
Mm-hmm.
So, those of you who keep up with baseball, he's actually in the playoffs right now. Bryce Harper, he plays for the Philadelphia Phillies. Today is his 31st birthday. WNBA player Sue Bird, former WNBA player Sue Bird turns 43 today. Funny comedian Kim Wayans. We haven't heard that name in a while.
Mm.
She's one of them Wayans. Them. But Kim Wayans is 62 today. She's really the only sister that really got into comedy. She has four other sisters, but obviously we know her brothers. Keenan and Keenan Ivory. We know Damon and Marlon and all those guys. But shout out to Kim Wayans. She turned 62. Actress Terry J. Vaughn. Now, many of us might remember her from the Steve Harvey Show. She's from the Bay Area, from Oakland and San Francisco area. She turns 54 today. And then many of you might remember the basketball player, tallest basketball player we ever had, Manute Bol. He passed in 2010, but today would have been his
Oh
birthday.
wow.
But his son plays. Now, here, me and my wife were just talking about this last week. We saw his son playing. His son's name is Bol. Y'all can figure that
Oh,
out later. But I know his son's name is Bol, and so his birthday, Manute Bol's birthday would have been today. But anyway, last but not least, and this really kind of blew me away. Last but not least, today would have been Suzanne Summers' birthday. Oddly
oh.
enough, the lady passed on yesterday. Suzanne
Today
Summers.
is her birthday.
Many of you remember her from Three's Company. That's where I remember her from vividly. So shout out to her family. Obviously, our thoughts and prayers will be with them. She would have had a birthday on today. And last but not least, I see you, Sonny. Sonny Vaughn is in the building with us today. And today, she says, is a national holiday because today is her birthday. So shout out to you, Sonny. Glad we appreciate you spending part of your day with us. And so happy birthday to you. Now, usually this is where Ashton would come in and do her dissertation, but I'll leave it alone. Shout out to Candace Cowan in Sacramento. I think Candace is still in Sacramento. What's going on, Candace? Glad to have you hanging out with us as well. Now, if it is your birthday, listen, on behalf of all of us at Freedom, we want you to take a moment to celebrate you. Nobody can celebrate you better than you. I know others may try, but nobody can celebrate you like you. So if it's your
That's
birthday
right.
today, this week, go and take yourself out to lunch or go hit the streets. Do whatever you got to do to make yourself feel great. Get dressed up. Sonny, did you do a photo shoot? We should have did a photo shoot today. You still got your baby hair doing what you was doing. Anyway, uh, today is a great day to celebrate yourself, and you should do it. Make it happen. But from all of us here at Freedom Radio, happy birthday. All right, y'all, we're going to keep things going, and we've got a couple more things. We got several things to try to cover, so I'm going to try to make each one of these segments happen as quickly as I can. Many of you know that there is a reunion tour going on. Now, I got a chance last night to watch online. John P. Key was in here, and he said he's on a reunion tour, and his tour is always amazing. But many of you know that there is a big reunion tour going on with the likes of Kurt Franklin, uh, Tamala Mann, the Clark sisters, Israel Houghton, Ty Tribbett, uh, and so many others that are making it happen. Great tour going on. I have not seen it as of yet. I have not seen it as of yet, but it is coming to the Bay Area in just a couple of weeks. But Yolanda, you got a chance to see this concert last week, I believe, and so let me tell you, you had me so hyped yesterday from the conversation you gave me about it. I hopped online and bought my tickets yesterday because of
Oh,
me and your conversation.
cool.
Yes,
Cool. Well,
yes.
Kurt Franklin, please give me some. Okay. So, what do you want to know about it?
Well, I mean, give us your quick synopsis of the whole concert and what you thought about it.
I think it's amazing. I say this in the most humble way. I am not an average concert attendee, right? So because I'm a creative singer, whatever parts I've worked in front of the scenes, I work behind the scenes. I'd rather be on stage, but most times, I'll never be like online, like negative, like y'all shouldn't go to that. But I will tell my friends it was good. But to be honest with you, I have no critiques. I have small things that most people wouldn't pay attention to. things that you just use for yourself. Like they're like, I will give this tip for people who like promoters. If you do events, especially maybe like any event really, but especially maybe like non-secular events, you should have a line for senior citizens, maybe people 50 and plus, so they won't have to stand outside
Wait,
or
senior
they won't have.
citizen is 50? 50 is senior citizen?
Well, I think if you're 50, maybe, maybe not, but there were quite a
Okay.
bit of. The event had a very large mixed crowd. Are you saying because you're 50? I mean, I'm just saying,
Well,
whatever,
you know
whatever
what?
senior citizen would be, like
You
50,
reminded me.
55,
You
huh?
reminded me of Sonny Vaughn that is tuned in. Sonny, who turns, I think she turns 38 today. Sonny Vaughn always, when she goes to my church, she's one of our praise and worship leaders, and she always reminds me in her own 38-year-old way. She always reminds me that I'm old. I'm from a different era, is what she told me.
You are. That's true.
So the mere fact that at 53, I guess now I'm a senior citizen. And I
Well,
guess
you're not
Alicia
senior
Shank.
citizen. I mean, by law, but
Oh,
whatever the number would be. Okay, but again, that's not an average. When I say average, I'm not belittling anybody. All that kind of stuff. I'm just saying, people. This is not what they do, right? This is not. You're a plumber or something, and it's not bad if you're a plumber because I said it because people can be extra sensitive. It's not. I'm not calling it bad. I'm just saying I'm a person who sometimes cannot help but see things that other people may not see, like, oh, the screen was tilted, or oh, the drummer missed that note, or he missed that beat, just other stuff. So I did for promoters, I highly encourage that. You should have a specific line for senior citizens, whatever that number would be, because the crowd was quite mixed. And so there were a lot of people, there were a lot of seasoned saints, they had canes and stuff like that. And I just felt like maybe they shouldn't have to stand in line like that. Okay, that was my only, personal. But to be honest with you, I have nothing negative to say. I have no. If people are looking for have one. I've been to a lot of events behind the scenes. Da, da, da. To be honest with you, it was incredible. I spent $2. I spent my ticket was $197. I'll be honest. That's probably the most I've ever spent to go to a concert in my life. Um, but I feel like in truth, it's worth every dollar. Let me tell you something. It is worth it. We didn't have Ty wasn't here in Charlotte. I think he had another event with Pastor Todd or something like that. I didn't even feel that. I've seen Ty in person. He's worth every dollar too. So maybe that's why I didn't feel cheated. I didn't even notice that he wasn't there. I mean, I knew, but I'm saying I didn't feel cheated. I
right.
didn't feel like, oh, I want my, the stuff that we did. Oh, I want my money back because I didn't. It was just so good. Now, just things again, non concert regular, stuff. And we should have more. There probably should have been a DJ. There probably should have been more time for people to get in the building because the line was so long, literally around the corner, that by the time I should have got there probably an hour early. So I will say this: if you're gonna go to a concert, maybe I should give it this way. The concert is amazing start to finish. There is no, from what I experienced, maybe it's different per city. It wasn't like the Clark sisters, then Israel, then this. It literally shifts it just keeps turning. So it was like the Clark sisters, then Israel, then Tamala, then Israel come back, then Kirk Franklin, then the Clark sisters. It was like forever turning, which I thought was absolutely genius. So it's amazing start to finish. The Clark sisters are singing like they're 30 years old. I don't understand it. I don't. I say I don't understand it. I'm just saying these women who are in Clark. I think Karen is like in her early 60s. They are singing like they're in their 30s. Like she just cut her first record. They are, and I may be indulgent just a little bit, just like 5%, but they are singing down. And if you are, again, this depends on how you look at it. It feels like church in a massive but it doesn't feel like you're in a massive building. That's how I just personally felt. I felt like, oh, Jesus is here. Like somebody had a Baptist fit down my row. Okay.
Yeah.
But it was incredible. Start to finish, amazing. You don't feel cheated. You don't feel I think he really tried to accomplish giving people making sure that people felt appreciated and making sure that their funds were well spent. And he signed CDs in the back, which was crazy. And he hugged on everybody, kissed every baby, and hugged every grandma. I would say if you plan to go to the concert, which I highly encourage, you probably should arrive 45 minutes early to an hour. That way by the time it starts, you can be in your seat. Now, I may have a little late bug, so I got there at 6:30, 6:30, 6:45, thinking I could just, because it's such a massive space. It was here at the Spectrum Center, which holds 1,700 people, 17,000 people. I'm sorry. And I thought, oh, I'll be able to just walk in. There was a line around the corner. I didn't get walk in the building probably till 7:30.
Wow.
The line was literally no exaggeration. It literally was around the corner. Although it was moving, it was around the corner. By the time I got in the line, I wasn't standing around the corner, but it was around the corner and it kept growing.
Hmm.
It was incredible. But the building, just the Charlotte experience, what I loved the most, my biggest takeaways were there were people of all ages in the building. Grandpas, grandmas, middle, Generation Z, it was all of that. People participated, people sang the songs, the artists were incredible. The music, the band, the lights, just incredible. But what really made my whole night as a person who loves gospel music, very sensitive about gospel music involved, all those parts that are going on. It proved that gospel music can do these kind of numbers. It was in Atlanta the next day. I think that building sat like a little less than here. So that building sat like 15,000 people. It was sold out and they've been selling out everywhere. So blah, blah, blah. Hope that's enough. Yes, you should go. It's well worth it. And take a friend. You need somebody to go with you and sing the songs.
Absolutely. And shout out to Linda McCreary, who is chimed in out in the Los Angeles area. She says that she bought her tickets when she saw that God's property was added. And so she's looking forward to them coming to Los Angeles. They are coming to the Bay Area on Sunday, November the 5th.
Oh,
Sunday, November the 5th. They will be in the Bay Area. They will be at the Oracle Arena, which is where the Golden State Warriors used to play before they moved. And I know that that place seats about 15,000 people at least, and
wow.
and it's on a Sunday. Now I will tell you it's at 7. I'm not going to my Sunday best. I'm coming home and changing, putting on something comfortable because I got to walk, I got to stand, and you know all that kind of stuff. So I want to be as comfortable as possible.
Oh yeah, and you
But
should go comfortable. I don't encourage suits and
yeah,
heels. I saw girls in pumps. Put some tennis shoes on, put your favorite. You want to, but I would say, like some people in my, these streets over here, wasn't people weren't super cute. Be cute, have
yeah,
fun, but go with a friend and put some tennis shoes on and jump around and just relax. A pastor told me, a pastor who I encourage to go to, he's taking his whole praise team
yeah,
and shout out to Bishop Cooper. And he said, I said, so Bishop, I'm sure you're gonna pull some type of message. He said, no, girl, I'm gonna be attending like everybody else. So I just encouraged to go and just be there, embrace the moment. I took footage, but I didn't because I'm always working, right? And so I wanted to
yeah.
enjoy. So blah blah blah. I encourage you go and encourage because what I do believe to be true, this level of tour may not happen again. So
Definitely.
you don't
With
want to
these big hitters.
assume, yeah, you don't want to assume like I'll just go next year. It may not happen again like that. Kiara's getting ready to have a baby. The Clark sisters are getting more seasoned. You don't want to assume that it's going to happen again.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And shout out to again LJ Sullivan keeping it 100, telling the people, especially here in the Bay Area, to be careful at them gas stations because that's where people are getting dipped, especially around that area where the Oracle Arena
Wow.
is. It is crazy, crazy, crazy. So be vigilant. If you're going to go, I would gas up and make sure I don't have to stop for anything. When I get around that area, let's go have some fun, jump and shout, eat kanache, run to our cars and scatter and get home as quickly as we can so that we can live to tell the story on another day. All right, y'all. And Linda says, thank you for the dress code. She says she'll be in her chucks and pearls. I'm not mad at you, Linda. And again, welcome to
Yeah,
today's show. We're glad to have you hanging
Miss
out
Linda.
with us.
Absolutely.
All right,
All right, let's
y'all.
keep talking.
Now, this is where the show takes a turn. And I need everybody who's on here to stay with us to do this. This is where the show takes a turn. But I tell you what, before we take the turn to prepare us for the turn, I do have a quick commercial that I want to play because in just a couple of weeks, a few weeks, which is the reason why Yolanda called me yesterday in the first place. In just a few weeks, we're going to have something great happening in the Bay Area ourselves. Those of us in the Bay Area, I want you to be able to participate in what's going to be happening at my little church. So why don't we take this quick 90 seconds, well, 80 seconds, and look at what is coming to the Bay Area. We'll be right back, y'all, literally right after this. Glad Tidings International and the Bay Area. This is Elder Demetrius Tole here to tell you it's time to get ready for our music conference 2023. The choir is back. This year we return with a conference musical on Sunday. Yes, Sunday, December the 10th at 3 p.m. Along with our choir, our guests include Mary Williams, the Lily of the Valley Christian Center Choir, Pastor Greg Hunter and the Olivet Institutional Choir, Dr. Stephen Roberts and the NorCal chapter of GMWA, and our special guest from Los Angeles, California, David Daughtry. This event is completely free. So tell everyone you know that we want you to come and praise the Lord with us on Sunday, December 10th at 3 p.m. right here at Glad Tidings International as the choir is back. Let the church say, oh, amen. Yeah. That's right. That's right. The choir is back. We will be having that event on Sunday, December 10th in Hayward, California. All seats are free. It's a free event. So we would love to have you come and hang out with us. Shout out to my first cousin, Linnell Johnigan. What's going on, man? Glad to have you hanging out with us. Also, shout out to Tracy J. Wilson, also in the virtual building. All right, y'all. Let's get ready now at this point to do our question of the day. I have a question of the day, and I've been holding on to this one for a couple weeks. So I want everybody to try to chime in and help me out because this was sent to me. And so we do have a question of the day. Today's question of the day goes a little bit like this. So y'all tell me what y'all think. Question of the day says, if a man proposes to a girl and she says no, is the relationship over? I'm going to say it one more time. That if a man proposes to a girl and she says no, is the relationship over? Now, I need y'all to chime in. I don't always chime in on these things, but today I plan on chiming in. If a man proposes to a girl and she says no, is the relationship over? Let's in LJ, see, he's seasoned with grace now. He's this is something I would have said. Depends on why she said no. That's a great response. Depends on why she said no. Now, Yolanda, I know you're a female, so you may have a
I'm a
different
girl.
opinion on this. Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and so now let's see. Elisa Shanks Coleman says, only if there was a good reason to say no. Okay, I hear you. I mean, if, but if I'm dating you, now I'm D-Told. If I'm dating you and I'm putting some time in and, we already at the point of saying, oh, girl, I love you. And, boy, I love you, all that kind of stuff. And we've already had conversations leading up to that. And obviously, this is not being said in this thing, but if we've already had conversations leading up to that, and I'll break my back and get on my knees that's already hurting and give you a ring, and I'm preparing to give you my world, whatever that might be, however big or small, and you say no, girl, oh no. and depending on where I did it too, if I did it somewhere big, and made a big how to do about it, brought your family, brought my family, and mm, I don't know, Yolanda. I mean, what's your take on it?
I don't know if it has to be over. I think this is very interesting because today I was listening to Karen Clark's song off of her second album, and the very first song was called Sure. And it talks about make sure I have her right. It's off her second album, and the second album is called Second Chance, and the first song is called Be Sure. And it talks
Yeah, be
about
sure.
amazing, a stupid, crazy, amazing song written by J Moss, right? And it talks about being sure before you talks about being sure before you make this choice and make the decision. And I think um in previous eras, I say that, I hope I said that word right. I think we thought if a girl said no immediately, everything is over. But I think because we've evolved, I don't know if that means that. The question is, why does she say no? That would be the question. Why does she say no? And if she chose to say no in the picture that you have painted, no, I'm obviously don't talk enough to people. Okay. If she had said no to the picture you have painted, right? This big event that takes a lot of courage to stand in front of all those people and say no. Why would she say no? That would be my first thought. I don't know if it means you're over. I think there are ideas of relationships and things like that are not always what we thought they were. So I don't know. If I said no to you, there's definitely purpose in that. But every girl's different too. Why? So I don't know. I just think we jump to conclusions too fast. I don't
Well,
think
I
you
can
should
tell
say
you
it's
this.
over.
I can tell you this. Engagements now are a big deal. So in many
Mm-hmm.
cases, it can sometimes be even bigger, a bigger deal than the wedding itself.
Mm-hmm.
And in that moment, if you said no, in that moment, I'm not going to be trying to hear your reasoning or your purpose in saying no. Not in that moment, I'm going to be so devastated by the no that it's you're not going to be. It won't be time. That's not going to be the time for you to tell me the reason why. And I agree with you, Lisa, that there should be signs if you're not on the same page. I agree that is a great comment to make. Um, but I'm telling you that, oh God, that a no to that. Now I could take no's in situations. Can I borrow $100? No. You know what I'm saying? Uh, can I sing next on the song? No. Those type of no's I can deal with. Can I play drums for offering? No. I get it. It's okay. I grew up on those type of no's. Uh, but to be able to put money into a ring, take the time. I mean, yes, you see these people are gussied up. Take time to uh, come and do what he's doing to make this happen. Uh, you know, I don't know. I don't think I would want to be able to make that happen. Can I play drums? Heirs to the throne. Can I play drums with y'all? Y'all don't have no drummer. No. I mean, I'm used to those type of no's, in my life. But a no at the time of a proposal, and if I've gone, I mean, look like they want a date. Ain't no telling who all is around for this particular event. So uh, that could be a major inroad to the end for me. That's just me.
I think what Miss Coleman said is true.
That there should be signs that you're not on the
There
same
should be
page.
signs. You know what I mean? I mean, sometimes people can definitely blindside you, but there should be signs. And I think sometimes people move past the sign. It says stop and you go. And you're thinking if you ask her that she's gonna say yes because you asked her. And I'm not the girl that's like, oh, this new era of girl without going into that. This new era girl. I'm not that. But I do think sometimes people think if I do this, they're going to say yes. Because oh my God, I'm asking you to marry me. Don't you want to marry me? I will marry me. But I think sometimes people move past the stop sign and they
Okay.
don't view all the things in front of them, you know? So I don't know if it necessarily has to be over because sometimes people come back around and they come to the table and they're able to work things out. And then sometimes not.
All right. Well, I tell you what, I like the way you're thinking, and
Read the room. Yeah. Yeah.
I appreciate you chiming in and sharing your wisdom on that. Uh, Man, well, I tell you what, and you're right, LJ. You got to be able to read the room. Man, that's a loaded question. I mean, that's a loaded comment because that could go into different facets. I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna hush my mouth right there. But hey, I appreciate everybody chiming in on today's question of the day. That leads me into my final topic, which we're going to only spend a couple of minutes on because we do have a video that we're going to play to close out today's show. But speaking of the no's and all those kind of things, I wonder if a no should have potentially happened many years ago when Will and Jada were at that stage. I wonder should a no have happened? What could we have avoided in life if a no would have came in between them? But I tell you what, Yolanda, I'm gonna throw it out to you to give us a quick synopsis of your thought on the recent Jada Smith interview.
Okay. Well, just know this is my opinion, not the opinions of Freedom Radio. I think we're bored, and I think we need to find something to do. And I don't understand why anybody is this obsessed with Jada. I don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
I watched the interview this morning. It's the first thing I've watched regarding Jada and Will in probably a long time. I saw an interview she did. I guess it happened this morning, maybe the last couple of days on Good Morning America. And the lady said, "So this means you and Will are not getting a divorce." She said, I thought the lady never said that they've always said divorce is not an option. Now, divorce was maybe thought about. I think those are two different things. Divorce was thought about, well, but she said, no, I never said that. She said, oh, that's right. You didn't. She said, I never said that. I never said that, you know, on paper, we were divorced. She said, I never said that. And I listened to Jada. Am I team Jada? Maybe a little bit. But I'm also team mind your own business. And so I feel like we're bored. And I don't understand, me personally, Yolanda, why. You know what I've learned is there's always two sides to a story, and then there's the truth. And so the
Absolutely.
truth is, we only see what we want to see. And I don't understand why nobody doesn't think that Will could have been the problem. I'm not even saying he is. I just don't understand why everybody's. I've seen people call this lady out her name, like words that that we can't use on this radio.
Of
I,
course.
I, I don't get that. But y'all have never met this girl in your whole life. You've probably never even been in a room with her. You probably never been in the room with her makeup artist. Like, this is, to me personally, this is a little strange that we have this much care, that we're this invested. I think you should care, but that we're this invested in people, in something that has nothing to do with us.
Yeah,
So my personal
absolutely.
opinion, just me, Yolanda, I think that people have a right to live their life however they choose. They never owed it to us to tell that they were going through relationship problems. Or, I can't believe, why didn't she tell us? Because it's none of your business. And so they have a right to tell their story the way they wanted to, when they wanted to. And I don't think we should make her the culprit. And she said something really, really, in my opinion, really good. She said we took time to separate to figure us out, to figure it out. And I think if more people, I'm not encouraging separation, okay, but I think if more people took the time to figure them out before you get married and figure you out while you're in the marriage, people may or may not have less problems. But I just feel like there's so much to do. I mean, there's a whole war being going on. There's children losing their lives. There's poverty. There's homelessness down the street from your house. I mean, there's just so much more to do. All right, I could
Yeah,
go on and on. There's so much
definitely.
more to do. So me personally, Yolanda, I just think it's only receiving so much attention because we're giving it. If we
I
didn't click
like
and
that.
like, you know what I'm saying, and do all of that, You wouldn't keep seeing it down your timeline. I've seen
Yeah.
people say, I want to get out this chat room. Well, there's a little door that you can exit, honey, and you can leave.
Yeah.
You don't have to stay.
That's real
This
talk.
just me. I could go on. It's weird. It's strange, in my personal opinion. Leave the lady alone. Read the book. Don't read the book. But to call her out her name, to call her crazy, the only difference between I'm gonna say these last two. I'm sorry, say these last two parts. Number one, most people could never handle this level um um of of heat. Like most people could never handle all of the heat, all of the attention that they are receiving, and not have some massive response in the sense of going off, cuss people out, stuff like that. That's number one. Number two, the only difference between her and them is we don't know your business.
Yeah. That's good stuff.
The
And
light's
that's
not
real
on
talk
you, so
too.
it's easy. So
Yeah.
those are my
Yeah, it's easy to point the finger on other people and keep it off of you. I get it. But I appreciate your opinion on that. This is good stuff. Listen, I'm looking up at the clock. It's almost time for us to go. But as I mentioned last week and this week and next week, for the next couple of weeks, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Many people like us yesterday wore pink in lieu of that. Listen, I don't want it to be overlooked. I know that Ashlyn had a bout with it, and uh, it is real. I know many
it
people
is
who
real.
have gone through and have
Yeah.
survived breast cancer.
Mhm.
And Tamara Edwards, our friend, our homie, is also another survivor of it. She's doing a series right here on Freedom Radio with us during Shop Talk. She was with us last week. And today she's going to close out our show again. If you know someone that is going through or have gone through, breast cancer or is going through it now, have them tune in to this particular segment and listen to these words from Tam. Now, Yolanda, I appreciate you spending time with us today and making things happen. Demetrius, Hunter, also who was hanging out with us earlier today, as well as you, our viewing and listening audience. Listen, we're going to do this again next week if the Lord delays us coming. And I look forward to doing this next week as well. Thank you, Sonia Sanders. I see you thank you for chiming in today as well. But we leave you today with these words from my sister, Tamara Edwards. Until the next time, y'all, on this same Shop Talk Network and time, you know how I do. I'll holler. Go ahead, Tam.
Not sure if you could hear all of the clamor and semantics and chaos in the background. Children playing, dogs barking, babies crying, people talking, cars driving by, just a collaboration of noise. Well, ironically enough, that noise is similar to the noise that was going on in my head when I had gotten the news that I was diagnosed with breast cancer. Just so much going on. And all I could do was say, why? Honestly, I got angry. Yes, us as believers can get angry with God. You know why? He can handle it. He could totally handle it, right? So I was angry, and I gave him my list of why. Like, I asked you to allow me to live to see my youngest son graduate high school, college, and even become a professional football player. I asked you to allow me to see my grandbabies grow up and graduate from high school. I asked you to allow me to be alive long enough to experience being asked to be married or even getting married. Like, there are things that I had planned in my life. And then here they come talking about some breast cancer. Why? How? Why would you do that? I was very upset with God, like really disappointed. Okay. Like, I've done everything. So I thought, to please you and to keep cancer at bay. Why? Why are we dealing with this? He answered. Don't ever get it twisted. He certainly will answer. You know what he said? He said, baby, you don't trust me. Yeah, You don't trust me. And so this right here is a journey because I have to teach you how to trust me. He said, you go to people's churches and you lead praise and worship and you lead these songs. You even teach praise and worship at these churches and you tell them that you can depend on God and you tell them that God will never leave you and you tell them that God loves you and he'll never forsake you. Hold on. You tell them all of that stuff. You can make it. And then you go home and you get into a ball because you're afraid and because you doubt and because you don't trust me. And so I have to show you how to trust me. So this right here is a journey that I'm going to take you on. And he's like, will you go? And I was like, don't really have a choice, do I? But I said yes. I said yes. But I did say, now you promise not to leave me, right? Your word says that you will never leave me, right? You're going to be right here with me, right? And I said that every day, all day. God, you still there? Okay. God, all right. I just wanted to check. I did that every day. And as a matter of fact, I was quite specific with him. I said, I want to be just like a little girl who's standing on her daddy's feet as her daddy is holding her hands. And every step he takes, she takes. That's what I want. I want to stand on your feet and you hold my hands. He said, bet. I'm your father. Let's go. And so we went on this journey. We did it together. Was it easy? I would be lying to you. And I'm not even finna come all this way to do that. It was not easy, nor was it fun, okay? Chemo. Nothing nice. Radiation. Nothing nice. Surgeries. Oh boy. Situation. Having to get my heart checked every time a day before getting treatment, because your heart has to be strong enough to receive the treatment. So not realizing that my heart wasn't as strong as I thought. Situation. But let's talk about chemo. What can I say about chemo that won't scare you, but let you know that chemo does what it came to do, okay? Chemo is designed to go in and kill off bad cells. But chemo goes in and kills off everything, good and bad cells. Okay, so my hands turned black right here. My ankles turned black. Up under my eyes turned black. My nails turned black and fell off. My toenails turned black and fell off. When I went to use the bathroom, number one, full of blood, just blood. Some people became nauseated. I was nauseated initially. However, a wonderful nurse who assisted me told me about green grapes. Green grapes help with nausea. So that was my food, my go-to food, green grapes and pineapples. Over time, I became allergic to pineapples. It's amazing the things that your body goes through. I am now allergic to pineapples. However, grapes help to soothe your stomach. So just keep that as a tip, okay? Grapes do work. Anyway, there's more. Stay tuned.